Hey guys, Logan Campbell with the Dream Clean team here again. We are an Airbnb cleaning company out of Destin, Florida, and I wanted to address a question about early check-ins and late checkouts. Should you allow that for your vacation rental property? And speaking from a cleaning service standpoint, I wanted to explain some of the potential positives and challenges of offering an early check-in or a late checkout. So to start with the positives are going to be that if you do allow your guests to check in early, usually they're going to be happy. They're going to be excited because the expectation is whatever original time that you have. And so if they're able to get in early and get their vacation started early, get all their food and everything into their property early, they're going to be excited. And that could potentially leave a positive review for your property. Now, one of the challenges that if you allow them to check in early is going to be that what if the property has been cleaned but not inspected? So does your cleaning company or does your property manager company, do they have an inspection? Because even though the property has been cleaned, there should be someone that is coming behind them to inspect that property to make sure it's 100% ready to go. And the inspector's job is to make sure that, once that guest checks in, there are going to be no issues. And if you bypass that step, that could lead to a challenge. And then even though a guest is excited about checking in early, if there's something found that is not to their liking, they're actually going to be very disappointed. And then they may request a re-clean, and then they may request additional items and start picking through small details to see if there are other things that they probably wouldn't have looked at had they not seen that initial issue. So that's something important to keep in mind, that if you are going to allow an early check-in, it needs to be cleaned thoroughly, of course, but you also need to make sure that it has been inspected. And so once the inspection has been completed, sure, go ahead and allow that check-in. You should have a way to communicate with either your management company or your vacation rental cleaning company on how that's done. So in our company, the way that that's done is we have an online dashboard, and in that dashboard, you're able to log in and see the status of your clean. So you can see, hey, this property the cleaning pro has checked in, they're cleaning it, and then you can see when they've checked out. You can see how long that they have been in that property. You can also see the photos that they've uploaded, and then you can see when it's been inspected. So if you're utilizing a vacation rental cleaning service, you're going to want to make sure that there is some kind of technology or process in place to be able to check the status of that. Because if you're going to allow an early check-in, you're going to want to make sure that you have proof that it's actually clean. And the way you do that is, hey, is the cleaner still there? Has it been inspected? What are the photos? And if you log into that piece of technology or software that allows you to see that data, and you see that it has been cleaned by the cleaning pro, it has been inspected by the inspector, and the photos show that it's clean, even if it's a few hours early, you can feel pretty confident by allowing that guest to check in early. So that's the early check-in. Now, late checkout. Should you allow a late checkout for you? So in our area, we're in the Northwest Florida region, so Destin, Florida, Okaloosa Island, Florida, we're right around that area for our vacation rentals. And typically, most of our properties are going to be back-to-backs. And so what that means is when a guest checks out, whatever the checkout time is, usually a brand new guest is going to check in the same day. So if you're going to allow a late checkout, you just need to coordinate with your cleaning team so that they're aware that, number one, what time are they going to be checking out? And then number two, is it a back-to-back? If it's not a back-to-back, I don't see any issue with allowing a late checkout as long as you communicate to your cleaning company in advance. So if you're going to extend, let's pretend like your original checkout time is 10 a.m. in the morning. If you're going to extend that to 12 p.m., you need to let your cleaning company know before 10 a.m. So the sooner that you know, the better. I mean, even if it's like 7 in the morning, let that vacation rental cleaning company know, because if not, they're going to show up at 10, and then the guest is going to say, hey, I thought I extended. And then your vacation rental cleaning company may have to charge you a trip fee. So that's something to keep in mind, that if you are going to allow a late check-in or a late check-out after a non-back-to-back, that you keep that in mind. Now, if it is a back-to-back, so say your original checkout time is 10 a.m., and then you have a brand new guest checking in at 4 p.m., that's your original check-in time, We do not recommend having any sort of late checkout. And the reason for that is you have a 6-hour window to make sure that your property is fully ready to go. And most cleaning pros that clean properties cannot live or support themselves off of one property. So what that means is most cleaning pros, unless it's a larger house that they're cleaning, are going to have to clean at least 2 properties a day. So if they get to your property and it's 10 a.m. and the guest is still there, but they have another property after yours, they're going to go to the other property because they can't wait around for your guest to check out. Now your property may be at risk of being late because of the drive time and all the other things of packing up and unloading that they now have to factor in. So it's important that as you consider a late checkout, that if it's a back-to-back or not, and if it is a back-to-back, I do not recommend allowing a late checkout because most cleaning companies are not going to guarantee that it's going to be done on time. So as you screen or interview for cleaning companies, my suggestion is, what is their back-to-back policy as regarding late checkouts and early check-ins? So hopefully that kind of gives you some insight on some of the positives and challenges of early check-ins and late checkouts, but also from a vacation rental cleaning standpoint, some of the logistical nuances that are involved with that as well. If you have any questions, let us know. Again, I am Logan with the Dream Clean team. Thanks.